This is my problem, yo, I can't choose. Please, somebody tell me, what would you use for the lice, baby?
A mother and daughter walk into a pharmacy desperately in search for some sort of cure for their daughter's head lice.
Hi there, could you help us?
Hi, sure. What can I help you with today?
I have head lice.
Oh, sorry to hear that, but we can definitely get you something for that.
I hear that tea tree oil is a good alternative to other harmful products. Will it get rid of lice?
Tea tree oil.
This strikes a memory with the pharmacist. It brings him back to his pharmacy school days back in the U.S. when they were researching an article for Farm 372 to determine if tea tree oil is the first-line treatment for lice.
Man, I can't find anything on Medline.
PubMed is no good either.
I couldn't find anything on Google Scholar either.
Guys, I think I've got one. Guys, come check it out.
The pharmacist was so excited to have finally found an article for his project. He looked it over and was unsure, so he emailed the prof.
2 hours later.
Shout out to Terry for emailing back. The pharmacist was overjoyed that he was finally able to start his project.
This study is an ex vivo, assessor-blind, randomized, parallel group comparative efficacy trial of the ovicidal activity of 3 pediculicides after a single application. Tea tree oil and lavender oil, eucalyptus oil and lemon tree oil, and a suffocation pediculicide. Here's how they did it. They took 92 qualified subjects and randomly split them into 3 groups. Before any treatment was given, each participant had at least 10 nits removed from their head. These nits were analyzed to see if they were viable, not hatched or dead. They were placed in a petri dish and incubated for 14 days. Patients were given one of 3 treatments. One group was given tea tree oil and lavender oil. One group was given eucalyptus and lemon tree oil. One group was given a suffocation pediculicide. Treatments were applied according to the directions of the manufacturer, but no nit combing was done because it was determined to be a confounding variable. At least 10 nits from each participant were collected post-treatment. The person applying the treatment could not be blinded because it would be too easy to identify which treatment is which, but the person analyzing or classifying the eggs as alive or hatched was blinded. The post-treatment nits were analyzed to see if they were viable, not hatched or dead. They were then placed in a petri dish and incubated for 14 days. The nits for pre- and post-treatment were checked on day 14 to see if they were hatched or partially hatched or unhatched. The ovicidal efficacy was determined by taking 1 minus post-treatment hatching rate divided by the pre-treatment hatching rate times 100. The results of the study were as follows. The ovicidal efficacy of eucalyptus oil and lemon tea tree oil was 3.3%. Tea tree oil and lavender oil had an ovicidal efficacy of 44.4%. The suffocation pediculicide had an ovicidal efficacy of 68.3%. So this is our presentation on the effectiveness of tea tree oil in treating head lice. And this was the study that we found and we did our critical appraisal on.
So our primary outcome was to determine the ovicidal efficacy of 3 treatments through an ex vivo trial. The 3 treatments were melaleuca oil, which is tea tree oil, with lavender oil, eucalyptus oil with lemon tea tree oil, and lastly, a suffocation treatment. The secondary outcome was to determine the licecidal efficacy of the 3 treatments. These outcomes are to provide information to consumers and healthcare providers. So here we discuss the PICO of the article. The population was 92 elementary students from ages 4 to 12 with at least 20 live lice. The intervention was tea tree oil with lavender oil, eucalyptus oil with lemon tea tree oil, and a suffocation treatment containing benzyl alcohol. the efficacy of the essential oil treatments with the suffocation treatment, and the outcome was the ovicidal efficacy was greatest with the suffocation treatment at 68.3% efficacy, then the tea tree oil at 44.4%, and then the eucalyptus oil at 3.3%. Next, we'll discuss the inclusion and exclusion criteria. Subjects with scalp disease, allergies, pediculicide treatment, or hair dye or bleach 4 weeks prior were excluded from the trial. The criteria to be included was for the subject to have at least 20 live eggs attached to the hair within 1 centimeter of the scalp. Randomization was done in this study. It was computer generated and also block randomized with 6 blocks to ensure equal size treatment groups. The person who applied the treatment was not blinded since treatments were easily distinguished. As for the intervention, patients were given 1 of 3 treatments. It was applied following the manufacturer's instructions and left on for 10 minutes. The hair was towel dried after. No knit combing was done in the study because it was thought to be a confounding variable. All 92 patients completed the study, and the eggs were collected before and after treatment, then incubated for 14 days.
Looking at treatment groups, there's no statistically difference among gender, school attended, school grades, hair type, or hair length. However, due to chance, there are more subjects with brown hair in the EO/LTTO group, black hair in suffocation group, and blonde in the tea tree oil group. In addition to the confounding variables mentioned by Vicky, the knit combing wasn't done. We also noticed that the hair length is confounding. The treatment was less effective on long hair and on participants from grades 3 to 7. During the study, 1 protocol deviation was reported. 4 out of 16 eggs were lost from a broken petri dish. Therefore, only 12 out of 16 were studied. Here is a table of the results. It summarizes the baseline characteristics. In terms of adverse events, there was no serious events reported. The most common side effects seen between eucalyptus/lemon tea tree oil and tea tree oil/lavender oil was redness and stinging. 6 out of 30 participants in tea tree oil group reported redness after 28.5 minutes on average, and 4 out of 30 in tea tree oil/lavender oil reported at 53.8 minutes in average. The average time of stay is 10 minutes for EO/LTTO, just to be short, reported by 2 participants, and 24 minutes following TTO/LO application by 3 participants. It is important to note that there was neither side effects reported in suffocation group by any individuals. In the journal, there was no power calculation done, nor confidence interval. Therefore, we don't know best or worst case scenario of each treatment. Intention to treat was not calculated because all the participants completed the study. Some calculations are done for better results. So here's the table of calculations we done to better evaluate this study.
So, in conclusion, this study found that the suffocation treatment and the tea tree oil with lavender oil had ovicidal efficacies of 68.3% and 44.4% respectively, whereas the eucalyptus with lemon tea tree oil had no effect. Based on these results, the study claimed that the tea tree oil with lavender oil was highly efficacious. Even though the efficacy of the suffocation treatment was significantly higher, we thought that this claim was a source of bias because biased language was used here.
So, some additional comments about the study. We found that the test was not statistically significant because the study did not include the power or confidence interval. We also found that the test was not clinically significant either. Although the tea tree oil does provide some efficacy, the first-line treatment of the suffocation method is more efficacious and does not have any adverse effects. Strengths of the study. Each subject acted as their own control. The people analyzing and observing the study were blinded along with the patients. Some weaknesses were that we don't know the age of the eggs collected. No comparison was done with the placebo, and they concluded the efficacy of locidal pediculicide, although it wasn't directly tested. And we could generalize this study to Canadian children because we use the same first-line treatment here in Canada as Australia. And this study, the patient-oriented evidence that matters, a common question or problem was addressed, and the outcome does matter to patients. However, the results will not change the first-line treatment that we recommend today.
So the research done on using tea tree oil to treat head lice does not prove to be more effective than the first-line treatments that we have here. Therefore, I would recommend using something as NIDA. This is a first-line treatment product for head lice. It's a suffocation treatment, and it'll be more effective in killing the head lice.
Okay, well, we'll go with this product. Thank you so much
Perfect.
for your help.
You're welcome.
Alright, stop. Cause my head is itching. What's up? Tell me, what am I missing? Something grabs a hold of me tightly, crawling through my hair follicles all nightly. Will it ever stop? Yo, I hope so. I gotta get these bugs all out of my throat. To the extreme, all night and day I've been scratching. What do I do to keep these eggs from hatching? Somebody tell me, what would you use for the lice?